Well, today I'm going to be showing in a hot reflow hot plate, which is this part over here. What is this good for is if you have very small parts and you solder them onto an PCB. What happens is that you need to really use this because if you're using a hot air gun, it's much more difficult to do. Basically, this plate heats up based on what this Arduino over here is programmed to do. And this whole project, you can actually go to Instructibles.com and then search for DIY hyphen reflow hyphen hot hyphen plate. So that's where I got it. Now, the guy who put this up there, what he did is he used a PCB that he custom designed, and he has the files for it, and you have to then use a small drill to drill the holes and stuff. Well, I did not want to do that, and I don't even know if I still have any chemicals left in here, but I could make my own PCB. So what I did is I just got a generic little PCB, one-sided, which is this right here. And one-sided means that it doesn't have the soldering parts on both sides. It just has them on one side. In this case, it's underneath because that's where the soldering was done. The other thing I did is I mounted it on a piece of wood, and it's about 8 inches wide and about 24 inches long. I'm sorry, 14 inches long. And I also equipped this feet. Let me just kind of flip this over and show you. So I put these rubber feet there, and then also you see that I drilled holes, and some of the wiring is actually underneath, which made it a little bit cleaner looking on the top. But as you can see, there's quite a few wires for the Arduino here. So what I did is I put some headers, removable headers here, and then all the soldering was done to the headers, not to the Arduino itself. And then this is a little tiny OLED display that will tell you what to do. Push this button to select what type you want, and then once you are happy, then you push the white button and it will start. I'm not going to do that part because I don't want to warm this up. The other thing I did is, as you can see, there's a shiny metal right here underneath. I just put that there as a precaution. I don't know if you have to have it, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. Just get a sheet, thin sheet in lumberyard. That's where I got mine. It's used for flashing, so it's very thin. And then I bended it like that, so there's basically double-sided, because I bent the edges and then they met over the center like that. Then I put in 5 screws on each corner, 4, and then 1 in the middle, and that way it's nice and flat and with the wood, and it will not touch this hot plate. The other thing that I would recommend that you do is, let me take this safety cover off. I just printed a little safety cover because over here is a low voltage, which is just 5 volts coming from Arduino. But these two are actually hot. And this wire here right now, if I touch the top, I would get a shock, okay? Because this is 120 volts right here. And then this side here is not turned on yet because there's a little light in here would come on if it was turned on. But to make sure that nobody touches it, I just basically printed a little cover. Kind of looks like an open-ended box. I designed it in Fusion, And this little box is designed just to put things in here that when you need, like tweezers and maybe even some parts and whatever. And I did not want it to spill anywhere, so I gave it a nice little wall. But this is not necessary. It was just my own little addition. I had room on this piece of wood. Now the other thing that I'm going to turn this off. I also printed a little cover for this switch, and so it's not glued in, it's just press fitted. And so whenever I am unplugging the cord, the electrical cord, I just hold it down. I mean, I would have to hold it down anyway, and this way if I change my mind or something, I can replace it and whatever. It has a fuse in here, and so when I turn this on, it goes through a fuse, so if anything bad happen over here, which is unlikely, then there's a fuse, and that fuse will blow. The beep you heard is after it's ready to go, it beeps. And just letting you know that it's ready. You can program it with this, pushing this button here, so. Now, one other thing I want to mention is that the solid state relay, SSR, let me kind of show it to you what it looks like. There are many of these. What you want to do is pay attention to this part down here. Do you see what it says? 3 to 32 VDC. I'm sorry. Yeah, VDC. That stands for 3 to 32 volts direct current. So this is the 120 volt side, where this is basically like a switch, except it's solid state, and it can vibrate or turn on and off extremely fast. And that's what you need for this plate, because the way it controls the temperature, it turns this solid state relay very, very fast, on and off, and adjusts the temperature just right, and then keeps it there, okay? And as the ambient temperature is cooling it down, this thing starts, turning it on and off at that very high speed. But make sure that you don't buy that other one that I thought that in the instructions, the guy put in there of one that basically this was in a alternate current and at much higher voltage. You have to have the one that starts with 3 volts to, let's say, even 10, 20, or this one is 32 volts, because the Arduino only provides 5 volts and to turn it to tell this solid state relay to turn on and off. And so you definitely want to make sure that you buy the one that is 3 volts to 32 volts in this case, in this brand. Now I bought mine at Amazon, and it came in a 3-pack. So here one is under here. Here's the second one, and here's the third one. And let me see, did they say anything special about this one? They don't. Anyway, it just has a number that you can scan when they are, because it came like this package, and here was the third one. Anyway, about the heatsink. So my past life was I was a computer man, so I have at home quite a few heat sinks. And what I did is I put the heatsink underneath this relay. This solid state relay has this big piece of metal here. Now this is a chunk, and it's basically a heatsink. And these things do get hot, and they can burn out. And now Amazon also sells a package of 3 heat sinks made specially for this relay. And so any other piece of metal will do. Just make sure that you use the CPU white paste that white grease that transfers the heat much faster from the plate to whatever you make to dissipate the heat for the heatsink purposes. Now, is it necessary? I don't know, but I have experience with these, and they do get hot, and I did not want the relay to burn up because they are not cheap. Even though this 3-pack was like 16 bucks, was not horrible, but you know, I just don't want to wire everything and then find out that one part burned up, you know. So otherwise than that, I don't know what else you would like to know. I'd be more than glad to answer your questions if you have any. Please don't hesitate to ask. I did want to mention one more thing. This little black box you see right here, let me just bring it up a little bit. What it is, it's basically, I bought also a 3-pack. I bought it also on Amazon. It basically makes, out of 120 volts, makes 5 volts. Because you need 5 volts for the display, 5 volts for the Arduino, and you need 5 volts for the relay. And also down here, well, the Arduino supplies the 5 volts, but and then down here is the thermostat, and so that needs also 5 volts. And this little tiny box makes it so much easier. Otherwise, you would have some kind of a adapter, and then you would, you know, get the wires out of it. I mean, if that's all you have at home, that's fine, it'll work. But this fit on a PCB, and it's tiny, and it works like a charm. So I would say that if you can afford it, go ahead and get one of these. The only thing I had to really buy was the solid state relay, this little transformer, let's call it, and then the temperature sensor that comes with this little board here. Otherwise, I had everything else. I already had the hot plate. I already had the heat sink. I already had the switch and the power cord and the wood and the PCB buttons. I keep a bunch of different buttons on hand. So for me, this was just a few dollars, and it made it work like a charm. My friend Harry would like to borrow this. I'm going to show it to him next Monday in our meeting we go to, and he's building something where he can use a hot plate. So I'll let him try it out. I did run only a couple tests on it, and it works like a charm. So I don't have any issues with this. So if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. Give me thumbs up, and also have a fantastic day.